Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I went back and played some Planetside 2. Admittedly, it's been quite a while since I picked up this game, about a couple of months now, and the reason why I took a break from it back in the day was because I never felt like it was all that polished. I never felt like it was a complete game. I thought it had a lot of potential. I mean, 3-faction warfare, that sounds amazing with epic battles, but when they launched the game, I just felt like there was a lot of things missing, the action was very slow, and it just didn't feel like a very complete game. And so I took a break from it and was expecting to come back at a later date, which is what's happening right now, to see what has changed. And so the other day, I downloaded it, picked it up, and man, have they done a lot to improve Planetside 2. Like, there is so many new features in here, and so many small tweaks that really add up to make a much more enjoyable game, at least for me. And one of the things that I've appreciated the most is that they've done whatever they can from multiple different angles to try to keep you engaged in battles, to try to keep the flow of the battles going so that you always feel like you're in some sort of firefight. And one of the things that turned me off way back in the day was that while every once in a while you would have those epic battles around an objective, they would be amazing, but after the capture point was taken, people would disperse all over the continent, and then it would be kind of a battle just to try to find someone to go and kill. And because this is a first-person shooter, that's kind of a large drawback. But now they have many different things to help facilitate that, and one of them is that they've really cleaned up the UI, and more specifically, the deployment screen. If you guys have played a game like Bad Company 2, the spawn system in that, and what it's going to be like in Battlefield 4, is where you can click on the map, and if you have an ally or if you have a objective, you can click on the objective and then hit deploy, and you're going to spawn in there. And that's exactly what it is like now in Planetside 2, where if you want to spawn on a sunder, you see it on the map, you click on the sunder, and you click the deploy button, you're good to go, and you're going to go right there. Another nice feature is the alert system, and the way it works is that every once in a while there will be an alert. I know that all sounds very simple, but basically you will need to go attack a certain continent, be it Indar, Amerish, or Esamir, and whoever wins the battle in that continent gets a faction-wide bonus. And so it's basically incentive to go play on those different continents. And I really like that because I remember always playing on Indar. It was like Indar, 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 and I always really enjoyed playing on Amerish, but every single time I went over there, there was never anyone there. And so now this gets people away from the same continent, the same type of setting they've always been in, and gives them incentive to go play on the other continents and to enjoy them. So I really like that feature. They've also gone in and done some smaller things to keep the action fast-paced, and one of them, and one that I really like, is that you can spawn on your squad leader, and they don't need to have a spawn beacon down. It is on a 5-minute cooldown, so you can't spam it by any means, and so if you do die, you're gonna have to spawn like normal. But if you're not in the action and you want to get directly into the front lines, that's another way you can do that. And the 5-minute cooldown, while I know that can sound like a lot on something like the Battlefield franchise, it seems reasonable for Planetside 2, and what it does is you see all of these drops flying in. So you don't spawn directly on them like a normal first-person shooter. You literally drop on in, which is awesome in itself. And they're always flying all over the place. So it feels like constant reinforcements are coming from airships, you know, up in the sky. And it's a really cool experience. So all in all, the accumulation of all of these small tweaks here and there, and I haven't even named all of them because there are a lot of subtle, small things that they have done, but the accumulation of all of these things has really impacted the game significantly. It's now a lot easier to find action, you stay in the action more consistently, and you just feel like you're in these epic firefights more often, which is kind of what they've been marketing Planetside 2 to be like, and now it seems like that is finally the case. So if you can't tell, I've been really enjoying my play sessions. I've had a lot of epic battles, they've been consistent action-packed fights, and it's been a lot of fun. But they've also done some subtler things that's kind of a nice polish over the overall game. And one of them is that weapons now sound differently from each other. No longer do the engineer guns sound the same as the medic weapons. And I play as the Vanu, and every single laser weapon sounded exactly the same. And I know that's not game-changing changing. It's not going to break the game by any means, but it's just nice now that they sound a little bit different. They also redesigned a bunch of the bases, so now that they're a little bit easier to attack and defend depending on the location. It's just nice, subtle things like that that just improve the overall game in itself. So if you haven't played Planetside 2 in a while, you really weren't impressed by what you saw when the game first released, or if you just never picked it up to begin with, I think this is a really good time to pick it back up again, or to give it a try. They've made a lot of sweeping changes, and I can almost guarantee if you give it another go, you'll be playing for many, many hours. It is that much fun. But that is about it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know a lot of you have been requesting a lot of Planetside 2 gameplay, so I hope you appreciated it. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one, and take it easy.